So now the question is he really as good as people say? Is he really good? Now, there are some people that are saying he's an all-time great. I'm not the type of guy who poops on people's opinions. But what I will say is this: he's highly underrated to certain groups of people. And I'm talking about Wladimir, Dr. Steelhammer, Klitschko, 63-3 with 54 KOs. I'm T-Street Controversy. This is T-Street Controversy Live, and I cover boxing. So now the question is, Deontay Wilder. Can Deontay Wilder defeat Wladimir Klitschko? Some are saying Deontay Wilder should just come out there like a bat out of hell and just run straight up on Wladimir and just throw all these wild looping punches. What do you think will happen? Most likely what will happen is you will have Wladimir Klitschko looking at Wilder while he's coming in, timing him, and then wham, straight right hand, straight down the pipe. You have to ask yourself also, when you got Wilder getting rocked by guys like Nikolai Further, I ask myself, how many punches or how many right hands can he take? Meaning Deontay Wilder, how many can he take? So can you imagine Deontay Wilder getting hit with one clean right hand or one clean right hook? Or how about the stiff jab straight down? That's why I ask the questions. Because that's the questions that matter. Now, when it comes to Deontay Wilder, of course, he's got Stiverne next. I see him defeating Stiverne. It's because, for one, Stiverne is very dangerous up close. If Wilder, if the bomb squad, and before I move on, listen, if you don't know how Deontay Wilder works, like, he will find you on social media and he will start coming at. Listen, if you say, for some reason, he's always on social media somewhere. So if you say something about him, on like Instagram, you'll see like, Deontay bomb. You see all this bomb squad, these little tanks. And listen, I'm dead serious. Only the people who have ran into him know. I've ran into him before where he just started snapping out on people in my comment section. But, moving on. Stiverne is very dangerous on the inside. He can catch you with some short shit and you're going down. But at a distance, and he doesn't have the style to fight at a distance. For example, when he's jabbing you, it's just all the way down here. So it's got to come all the way up here. And I'm thinking, okay, all right, automatically I count him out against Wladimir Klitschko. That's just my opinion. Because before I get back to Deontay Wilder, let me say Klitschko is a smart, savvy fighter. And he's even though he's 38 years old, he's in his prime and he's in his physical peak still. So what he'll do is he'll punch you, grab you, and then lean on you. As soon as the ref break, punch you again, So I see him doing that to Stiverne, to whereas when it came to Pulev, high hands, and no head movement. And he's got some bounce in his step, but there's no head movement. He's not doing all this. There's no, nothing, and the gloves are not there. So Klitschko eventually said, oh, I'm going to go around that shit. I'm going to go straight down the middle. It's just simple logic. Now, I thought that maybe Pulev would be able to use some head movement that realistically he never showed us before. So that was my fault. But I never said Pulev would win, because Klitschko, you always got to look at the fact that no matter what you rate him, he has the fundamentals to defeat any boxer out there. So if you say, okay, he's overrated, he can't do this or he can't do that, name something he can't do. He can punch with power in both hands. He can jab. He can move. And he's got stamina and endurance. And he's shown that his chin has gotten better, or he's learned how to defend his chin, over these last 10 years. So once again, going back to Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder is not going to throw out. If Deontay Wilder is going to beat a Wladimir Klitschko, I say it's just coming out there like a madman, throwing all these wild shots because... imagine Deontay Wilder's just squaring up, just all right, fight you, and imagine him and Wladimir fighting in the middle of the ring. Can you picture that? Who's going to win when it comes to hand speed and power? Maybe Wilder has the reach, but who's the smarter fighter? Put both fighters in the middle of the ring. and, you know, just give them 1 minute. And it's just 1 minute. Who really is going to come out on top? You know, like no clinching, no hugging, no nothing. So I think of, you know, I ask myself once again, how many shots can Deontay Wilder take? Like clean shots. You know, because you know he's going to take some. He's going to take some clean shots. You know, with then Klitschko, when he sees you hurt, he knows how to go out there and finish you off, even if he's got to hold you and do all that. And listen, he's good. So I say this, who can defeat Klitschko right now? You have to be defensively sound, or you have to have something that the other fighters didn't have. If you're a lumbering forward, power punching fighter with no head movement, then, you know, you're going to lose to a Klitschko. You know, if you, let me see. If you plan on taking him on in the middle of the ring and trying to rough him up, you know, you're going to lose because he's going to keep tying your ass up. He's not going to let you work. You have to be defensively sound. You have to be able to stand in the middle of the ring, tall with him, and dodge all that shit, counter punch him, show him that he's old, or make him feel that, oh shit, I am old. And right now, I'm looking at only a couple of guys that can really do that. Maybe Anthony Joshua, he's still a prospect. You know, you got to count David Haye out because he had his chance, and David Haye didn't want to get hit with none of that shit. And then you got to look at Tyson Fury. Now, I'm not just throwing Tyson Fury's name in there because I'm a fan. Listen to me. For him to be as big as he is, when he's in shape, you know, 6'9", he can throw his hands and he can move around the ring. So he got the power in both hands. He's got the head movement. And you think about, okay, another fighter. Maybe, let me see. Maybe a Brian Jennings. But see, Brian Jennings like to gamble and take shots all the time. So, you know, it's tough. And Brian Jennings is actually mandatory for the winner of Stiverne versus Wilder. So he's already tied up. But the reason why I'm throwing Wladimir in there because remember, his brother Vitaly retired. You know, went to go work with the government in Ukraine. Don't listen, if you're not familiar with what's going on over there, it's crazy. Wladimir has the IBF, the WBO, and the WBA, and go ahead and throw the IBO in there too. And he wants his big brother's belt because he wants to be an undisputed champion. So that makes perfect sense. So of course he's going to be trying to look for one of those fights. But once again, go back to what if Deontay Wilder wins? We know Bermane Stiverne. He tried to go past Deontay Wilder. He wanted to go straight from Arreola winning the title to Klitschko. So do you think Deontay Wilder, if he beats Bermane Stiverne, do you think he's going to fight a Klitschko? And maybe he would want to fight a Klitschko, but you got to also think about, well, thank you, Al Heyman. And if you don't know about thank you, Al Heyman, then you have to look at who the Heyman fighters are and the matchmaking of what we've seen so far. And it's not, I'm not just saying this, is like, why am I to believe, you know, if Deontay get that belt, that he's going to go to Klitschko and give us the biggest fights? I don't know. It can happen, though. Wishful thinking, but it can happen. I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live of Real Combat Media. I did a video on Hopkins versus Putin. I say Hopkins versus Klitschko versus Pulev. You know, right down below, all my videos, boxing interviews, full coverage of Hopkins versus Kovalev. T Street Controversy Live.